Train 262 Heavy, wind calm, runway 31 left, clear for takeoff, caution wake turbulence, previous departure, Heavy 777.
Hello and welcome aboard. We are in Atlanta, Georgia, flying our Delta Airlines DC-4. Oh, nice looking aircraft, isn't it? Yeah, nice big 4-engine bird. Decent little overhead, nice shadow. Good looking plane. Alright, this DC-4, nice interior. Look, there's a map back there. My head is also in a pole. Oh, no, it's not. There's a very low-res radio back there, but that's alright. Huh. Cool. Alright, the DC-4 was derived from the larger and more complex DC-4E. The DC-4E came first, the DC-4 came second. Kind of strange, that one. Drop some flap. We're not going to need much because we have plenty of runway here. So the DC-4E was the larger and more was so large, 100 passengers, I believe, is what it was supposed to do, and so complex because it had all kinds of things, including pressurization. Brakes off. Let's tap. All right, let's give it the beans. Bring those engines up a little bit. Stabilize them. I notice engine 1. Okay, that's interesting. All right, let's fire up these 4 Pratt & Whitney's R2000 radials. They're going to produce 1,450 horsepower apiece. What a bad-looking aircraft. Of course, it is more famous as the C-54 Skymaster, serving during World War II and also during the Berlin airlift. Let's go to the skies. Let's not slam our tail. There we go. Those wheels slowly retracting in. Nice. Very good. Very nice for that. Go ahead and retract those flaps since we don't need them anymore. Very cool. Alright. Yeah. Kind of drifting off center line, but that's alright. That's okay. Alright, I still have her firewalled right now. Interesting. I like how the sound changes pitch. Just takes a minute to change pitch. This aircraft was initially developed before the onset of World War II. Now, at the onset of World War II, of course, all the production deviated from civilian to military. That brought about the famous C-54 Skymaster. There are still several of them flying around. I think Buffalo Airways up in Yellowknife, Canada, has, I believe, a dozen of them. Only 2 known DC-4 passenger models. I don't know if they're still flying, but they were originally, they were based, last I heard, in South Africa. You could take them on flights into some sort of exotic safari thing or some such thing. Now, the tricycle landing gear of this aircraft, which you saw when we took off, we're gonna go back towards Atlanta here. The tricycle landing gear meant that the fuselage had a constant cross-section. And you're like, well, so what? Constant cross-section, who cares? Well, the thing is, a constant cross-section meant that this aircraft was easy to stretch. They didn't have to worry about where they cut the fuselage to stretch it because the cross-section was the same. This meant that DC-4 was easily stretched to become the DC-6 and the DC-7. How popular was this aircraft? Well, 1,163 C-54s were built, and only 79 DC-4s. Doesn't sound like very much. Doesn't sound very popular, except for upwards of 500 C-54s were converted into DC-4s by Douglas after the war. Excuse me. There's a crew of 4. She could carry 86 passengers. Top speed was 250 miles per hour. the range of 4,250 miles. All right, so while we're hanging out here, let's go ahead and check my audio volumes there. Shift 1. Hey, look. There we go. That's a good deal. Shift 2. There is our overhead. Shift 3. There's also overhead, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So we got feather switches, all of our electrical. Good. 4. There's our classic radio. Very nice. 5. There's an important GPS. 6 is the end of the line. So good. Not a bad set. All right, we're going to throttle her down. I've noticed that the RPM gauges for engines 3 and 4 are kind of problematic. I have lost pressure. I just noticed my oil pressure on engines 3 and 4 is absolutely tragic. Okay. Need to do something about that. This is... I don't know. Okay, that's my throttle. This is propeller control. Let's bring you... Oh no, that's all my RPM gauges. Duh! Because my RPMs would be high because I've got it run all the way up. Okay, I gotcha. I think it's Control Shift F2. No. Shift F2? Control F2. There it is. Control F2. There we go. We can bring my RPM gauges back. There we go. Yeah, it's been a while since I've flown a 4-engine aircraft. All right. Should be in a position now. We'll just kind of cruise in here. Let's go ahead and drop that big landing gear. There we go. Look at that. That's a very nice looking aircraft. This does come with not just DC-4, but also some C-54 models, as well as a Buffalo Airways skinned version. So if you're looking to build yourself a Buffalo Airways fleet, that option is here. Okay, let's see if we can find ourselves a runway. Let's use this to find ourselves a runway. Okay, good. Alright, a little bit more flap down. The one thing I do know about these aircrafts, they run on avgas. And avgas is still leaded. This is causing obvious environmental concerns. It is, from my understanding, a rather expensive conversion to allow these aircrafts to take modern aviation fuel. There's a small difference between avgas and aviation fuel. Now, I want to check something really quick. No. Okay, so the DC-4E had noticeable tow out to its outbound engines, meaning the tips of the outbound engines were pointed outboard. The DC-4 did not have that, and this aircraft is properly modeled for that. It actually is a pretty picture right there. Look at that. Coming in with our big Pratt & Whitney's big radial engines. Ooh, let's not crash. I'm not going to land like that. Apparently I'm on glide slope for runways that I am not approaching. Well, fine. We'll approach those runways then. I don't mind. I'm not proud. Alright, now let's throttle her back a little bit. She should be just about at full flap. Look at that. Yep. Okay, there she goes into full flap. That is actually really nice looking. Oh, look at that. Okay, now we're a bit high, but that's okay. We got plenty of runway. And that's one reason I chose this airport over some of the others. We got plenty of room. So I can land partway down the runway. This aircraft, it feels really nice. I mean, but the virtual cockpit looks pretty good. I mean, there are some strange textures going on over there, but sort of reproduced over here. I do wish there was more of a throttle quadrant, but that's all right. Oh, we're going to come in way too high. That's okay, though. It's okay. We'll figure it out. Like I said, I got plenty of runway here. Yeah, that's not scary at all. We're going to miss the grease zone, but that's all right. Nobody's really going to mind. It's a big old DC-4. And it's a nice model. I like the fact that it's got the old radio. Look at that. Level her off. Look at that. A 3-point. Little bounce. There we go. Now, I know that this aircraft does not have does not have reversing props, so we're just gonna have to hit the brakes a little bit. We're just gonna stop on the runway because I choose to. And stop. We're almost there. There we go. Parking brakes on. Alright. I want to check one more time. There was no throttle quadrant, right? No, there is no throttle quadrant. Alright. There we go. Shut her down. I'm going to pull those flaps back up. Ooh, that looks really... It's a really nice aircraft. Let's open up a door and see what opens. Ah, the door right next to my navigator opens. Oh, and there's the rear door. Nice. Alright. That's an annoying sound. I want to check one more thing, because I'm wondering... Haha! Passenger view. Oh, that's not so cool. Engine view? Oh, there we go. There's a nice view of the engine. Alright, let's see if I can look in the... Nope, it doesn't let me look inside. Aw, I wanted to look in the plane. Co-pilot. Alright, let's go back to our virtual cockpit. So now our door, look at that. He put away his little thing. I guess it's right there next to me. Let's close that, see what happens. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's really cool. So that folds up, and that folds up, and then we let people out. Nice. All right. So this is the Douglas DC-4 and the C-54. It is a self-installer. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. It's a self-installer. It's very easy to install on your machine. Link is down below, as always. This has been DerTebbers. This is your Flight Simulator X Spotlight of the Douglas DC-4 and Douglas C-54. Until next time, happy flying.
United 351 North Alpha, good evening. Depart the Woodside VOR heading 060, vector visual approach runway 28 left.
Okay, out of Woodside 060 for 28 left, United 351.